His enemy was young, and, though weakened with illness, still full of life. He was tall, with long limbs and canny, pale eyes. He had hair the colour of sand, hair that took on the redness of the sun and the firelight. Yusuf was very unlike this man. He told himself this, and yet he still saw himself in his opponent. He was his enemy, and his enemy was him. They were two men of God, two men fighting for the same slice of Holy Land, two men trying to outwit each other, two warriors at cross purposes. Perhaps it had been ordained, was always meant to be so. Yusuf staring across the table as his enemy sat on one side of the carpet and he on the other. Earlier, before this meeting, his enemy had offered a sister, with the kingdom of Jerusalem as his bride price. It was a trick, Yusuf knew, to get him, the Sultan, to refuse. But Yusuf was clever too. He understood his enemy's ruthlessness, for he was his enemy and his enemy was him. So Yusuf accepted the bride and the bride price. Jerusalem for the Faranji king's sister. His enemy, the Faranji king, had retreated then. The Pale King claimed that his sister had been sent back home without his knowledge. There would be no marriage. Yusuf had smiled when the messenger returned. Two foxes trying to outwit each other. Two warriors both trying to outwit the other. His enemy nodded when the translator was finished. He turned his gaze on Yusuf. Pale eyes met black ones. Yusuf knew there was little in his own eyes, little in his own expression. There was little there in the King of Faranji's look as well. There were two men who played this game well. But the Faranji did not belong here. They took land and they refused culture. They were ruthless and ill-disciplined, though cunning warriors. At least when they weren't sending their peasants into cities to club and eat the remains of the local populace. It was something. For a little while at least, to have a worthy enemy. Yusuf could not tell if he had the Faranji king cornered yet. He knew from the reports that the patience of Faranji's vassals and knights was wearing thin with this waiting, that the king himself grew sicker. Some of his men were headed back to their homeland. Others, frustrated that their king would not attack the holy city and take her by force again, were making their own plans, brewing their own rebellions. But this king was stubborn, as Yusuf himself was stubborn. Perhaps this pale king would wager it all, just to continue his own fight in the name of God. That was not outside of the realm of possibility. So Yusuf waited. And he smiled. The Faranji king smiled back. His enemy said nothing back to the translator. It was another long moment of silence. It really had been good for a little while, to have a worthy enemy. The translator held her breath, for she was our thief, and her story is just as startling as that of the king's. In the midst. Earlier at the fall of Akko, the former dominion of Yusuf ibn Ayyub al-Nasir, Sultan of Egypt and Syria, or to his enemies, Saladin, Jumada al-Thani, 587 Hijri, summer, AD 1191. Chapter 1. Udalali. The walls of the city of Akko are not high, but they're high enough. I can see that now. I've still got one handhold on the wall, and I watch as my legs swing freely high in the air. Dizzying, to say the least. Terrifying, to say the most. I suppose I should tell you why I'm dangling from the walls of the fallen city, but I haven't much time. Zeena is already halfway down. She likes to remind me that though we've both been climbing date palms since we could walk, she is older and she, therefore, has more experience. Personally, I refuse to admit to her that she's any better than I am. But the truth is, she's the better climber. I'm better with a bow. That won't help me here, though. These city walls were not built for...